Welcome to the Bedroom Revival Podcast. My name is Corey, your host, and I'm very, very excited to be making this episode because I've had a very good day. Today's Friday, and it's my first week of doing double workouts. It's been a bit challenging, but it's one of those things. Marcus Aurelius says, if you put your body through chaos, then you'll be able to control your mind. Something like that. I'm sort of paraphrasing the quote, but it's something like that, that when you want to get hold of your mind and get really good control of it, then you have to put yourself into physical activities, or at least physical challenges, therefore your mind to get control of it. And it's been absolutely amazing. And one of the things is that when the actual taking control of my mind, what it means is that for you to do a workout, usually you have this internal battle whether you want to do it or not do it, whether you should do it, and you're fighting yourself. And then when you go and do it, you've defeated your mind. And then when you finish and you've been pain and you're tired, then you decided to go and do another workout. Again, that's you really gaining control of it and thinking, I'm not going to be controlled by you. I'm in charge, and this is absolutely amazing. So I thought I'd put that out there, only not to brag, but just so I can give you a challenge. So especially for next week, if you're thinking about next week and the things that you want to be doing next week, that if you are already working out, you're going to try and fit in a second workout if you can. If you are, and the reason why I'm doing two workouts is that I already do Muay Thai, which I love. But it's a lot of cardio, so I'm now incorporated that with a bit of weightlifting, so it's lift weights as well, so I can just get a good body composition. So that's out of the way, and hopefully I'm saying it to challenge you, and you feel this desire to want to go and work out and do better. This episode really, it's coming back from, I was looking through the episodes that I've done, and I missed one of the most important things when it comes to a relationship. Now, I remember the time when I was going through the process of really discovering how is it that I can be with somebody that I love so much. We've started a family, but we just pulling separate directions with this. And when I started looking for information online, one of the things that, everybody says it, even people that on the brink of divorce, if you ask them their advice, they'll be like, so what's the key thing to keeping a good relationship? Say it's communication. And that is such the most broadest, because that's the thing. I thought, yeah, it's communication, but nobody tells you what kind of communication, because communication is what brings you to the breakdown of the relationship. So if you think about it, if I decided never to speak to my wife again for the next 3 weeks, I am communicating something to her. And that can either increase the chances of decline, or if I, speak a lot, again, that's communicating. If I sort of stop being physically, giving an affection physically, that's communicating something. So there is several parts when it comes to communication. And if you see yourself in a sexless relationship, there's certain parts of your communication that you are failing at. And not just you, but both of you within the relationship. This is where the habits and behaviors come into play. Because when you behave a certain way, you're communicating the certain habits that you go communicating a certain thing. And again, it's not just communication to your partner, it's also communication to yourself. Now, this is the most important part about it, is that when they talk about communication, we always think about speaking to the other person or speaking external, but there's also that internal dialogue. So that communication is probably the most important communication that you can have within your relationship, because if you speak kindly to yourself, then you'll be able to speak kindly to the people that are outside. I think this is one of the things that people they say to me. Sometimes I feel so grumpy, I feel so angry, and I just have a go at everyone. And I said, well, how do you speak about yourself? Like, if you are so self-critical and so hard on yourself, you're more likely to be hard on everybody else because you're already at this deficit. You're on this already bad vibe, lack of a better term. So it's completely vital. I think when we talk about communication, yes, there is all these other things that we talked about. That communication where you talk about yourself and when you talk to yourself, that internal dialogue is something that you can improve on, and as you improve that will improve your relationship on the seduction front. Because again, when it comes to a relationship, when it comes to the sex and it being sexless, if it's not because of a medical issue, generally it comes back down to how you talk about yourself, how you think about yourself. And the best way of seeing this is when you do get rejected, if you self-destruct, it means that your internal dialogue is broken. Now, this is at least 90% of you, and I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it because usually I feel a bit bad just sort of putting that out there. But I think you guys are big boys. You already know how I speak, and you know that I care about you. Yes, you have to be able to start looking at yourself and thinking internally, how can I get better? When you can get better internally, and that internal dialogue, I can guarantee you it will start translating on the dialogue that you have with people outside you. And again, if you see yourself, and again, it's not just in your house, but even when you're out, the way you communicate about other people, the way you judge, the way you say things, talk about people, if you're constantly putting people down, then again, you're going to start seeing yourself sort of inhibiting your own personality because you don't want people to speak down upon you because you are the one that's always speaking down on people. And again, usually it's in your mind. It's like I could wear a clown suit and people would look at me and think that's quite odd, that's quite hilarious. And then within the next 30 minutes, it will be completely gone out of their mind because people are so self-absorbed with their own thing. And usually when they're self-absorbed about the same thing, they're just whipping themselves on the shitty things that have happened in their life, usually. And then they sort of go through, and this is our default place. And again, it also comes down to what are the things that you're consuming in terms of media. Are you on social media? Are you constantly reading the news? Are you always reading negative stuff? All those things, and those are the things that start forming the blocks of communication. And again, within your relationship, in the context of a relationship, if you're consuming a lot of negative, you're more likely to be in a negative state, and then look at yourself negatively, and then communicate stuff externally in a negative way. So there's this process that goes through, and then you find yourself in a sexless relationship. And usually these are the sort of key things that happen, and the key things that we don't look at when it comes to just relationship in general, even without the sex. So hopefully this has been impactful and powerful as much as it's been for me personally when it comes to when next time you hear somebody say the key thing to having a good relationship is communication, you'll be like, excuse me, this is the most, yes, it's a good answer, but it's so massive. And again, I think the key part about it is before communication, there has to be safety. So if I can behave in a way that can create safety around the environment, then I'm going to elicit or at least get more genuine communication from my wife. Sometimes your wife will not say things because she doesn't feel safe to say them, and because she's frustrated because she can't say them, and vice versa. She probably also doesn't make it comfortable for you to say certain things, and then you got this thing where things are bubbling up and you're pulling different directions because you don't want to hurt each other's feelings, or there's stigma, or there's embarrassment, or there's shame. There's certain things that are stopping you from being safe. So the key thing, I think, if you start thinking about it, is that the one thing that will make your relationship amazing is creating an environment of safety. So safety is the actually key word. That when you create safety, then it becomes easy to actually genuinely communicate what you want, your needs, and both of you coming to a place where you are both fulfilled within the relationship. So I've said too much. We're now at the 10-minute mark. Thank you very much for listening, and go to www.deadbedroomrevival.com. That's where we'll be able to get some trainings, and also get a Facebook group link and join us over there, where we're going to be delivering more trainings over there. So thank you very much for listening. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care.